Today attempting an earlier video and wearing a jean jacket because it's colder down here and realizing I probably should have bought that hoodie during the freight rate sale. Yeah, that was my bad. Anyway, I'm not quite sure how many people are going to be here because this is a much earlier video than I normally do, but let's go with it. There is a Raro video sale going on right now. It is going on until 11:58 tonight, and I'll be checking that out. Also, I'll be talking about the Alfred Hitchcock House of Hitchcock collection, and I'll be kind of comparing it to the Masterpiece collection, which I do have. Last night's video went pretty well, but it got downvoted a lot. I was kind of disappointed on that. So I'm not bringing my computer down this morning for the video. I decided to go against that just in case for some reason. That was kind of like one of the reasons that people didn't upload the video. Anyway, today is Raro Video Day and Hitchcock Day. But we'll start with Raro Video first. So Raro Video, if you're not familiar with them, they are a company that does a lot of Italian cinema. And I have only a couple of their DVDs in my collection. So they got DVDs and Blu-rays. Now everything on their site, which is rarovideousa.com, is 50% off right now. So it's their Labor Day sale that started yesterday. I have to thank my viewer Kathy Heather Levins, who let me know about this. And well, I'll show you what I've got from Raro Video. It's just not very much, and I'll look on the site. We'll mention a couple of the items. I won't list in everything like I did yesterday. Maybe people didn't like the listing thing. Hey, boredom. So they do some really neat stuff, and we'll start out with this one right here. And this is Murder Obsession by Riccardo Freda. So he, of course, you know, the guy that directed the very first like talking horror picture in Italy, which was Vampiri. So this is Murder Obsession. Actually, this was pretty cool. I did like this movie. Decent cast in here as well. Anita Strindberg is in this one, and I really like her. So if you ever checked out a Raro Video release, then you'll they always have this kind of this black like disc. Pretty sure they usually have the black disc. And this one here, friend. Oh, I can't show you the back of this one, but this one here has like a booklet with it as well. And due to the nudity, I can't show you that, but I can show you what some of it looks like. And Murder Obsession has Anita Strindberg and Laura Gemser in it. So if you're a fan of the Laura Gemser Manuel films, this might be one that you might want to pick up during the sale. I know this one is on for 50% off. Oh, Raro, R-A-R-O. It's a company, boredom, that does like Italian films. This is the company right here, Raro Films, and it's rarofilmsusa.com is the website. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So this is one of their releases right here, a film with Anita Strindberg and Laura Gemser, which is kind of a rarity, come to think of it. Kind of neat there. I gotta move this over a little tiny bit. All right. Next up is a Really? Oh, then you might be in for some fun here. Then there's a Ruggiero Deodato film, Waves of Lust, which is kind of like a sort of a remake of Polanski's what's it, Knife in the Water. So this one here, this has John Steiner in it. I'm a big John Steiner fan, actually, from the you know, from Tenebrae and like the Sinbad Lufrigno movie that he was in. He's done a lot of stuff. If you watch Italian cinema a lot, then you're going to see a lot of John Steiner. I've got to be careful because they put a lot of nudity in their booklets, and this film is a film that is, it's Ruggiero Deodato, and it's based on a Polanski film. So there's a ton of nudity in it. So here we go. Here's a hey George. Here's a non-nudity picture from the booklet. And they do have some good booklets too. They do some decent stuff with their booklets. Okay, I got to be very careful here, but this is Waves of Lust. And you can see John Steiner right there. If you're kind of wondering who John Steiner was in Tenebrae, he had a very penultimate important role. He was I think he was a journalist and a big fan of the author of the book Tenebrae. Hey, Scalder, Raro's having a sale, 50% off. But the very first Raro one that I bought, the very first one that came to my collection, was actually a box set. I bought a Raro box set before I bought anything else. And this is when HMV was around. I got it for actually very cheap. And it has some great films on it. So this is the Fernando de Leo Crime Collection Volume 1 that has Caliber 9, The Italian Connection, The Boss, and Return of the City. Not Return of the City. Rulers of the City. Oh my God. So I'll just take it out, show you guys what their box sets are like. So it has a thicker booklet for Fernando de Leo. Again, making sure there's no nudity. So there you go, right there. Aside from that, there are 4 films. There's The Boss with Henry Silva. Johnny Garco's in that one. We got Jack Palance in Rulers of the City, the one I got the name wrong of. The famous, and I think Arrow Video. Actually, yes, if you go to the Raro Video Facebook page, it says right up there that there's a 50% off sale that is going till 11:58 tonight. So what you got to do is go in there, and I think there may be like a code or something, a promotion code that you got to put in, but the sale is going on right now. Caliber 9. Here, I'll show you how to find it, because I was just in a Raro video. I've always been a lover of of movies, actually, and I guess the big thing is my dad was like into movies a lot when I was and whenever I'd see my dad, it would be like we'd talk films, or he'd show me like Famous Monsters of Filmland magazine if I was there for a little bit and he had something to do. I guess it kind of stuck with me. Okay, so here's the code for the Raro video sale. The discount ends at 11:59 tonight, so it is. Are you ready for this? It's on the website as well, but it's 4RWECKP. So 4RWECKP. If you use that code, you will get 50% off all the titles, including new releases and pre-orders available as well. And it is right there. It's kind of hard to see, but good news. So all you have to do is put in that code. That's why you're not seeing. You're seeing the original price there, but once you put in the code, it'll be good. This is the Italian Connection. I really love this cover, by the way. I don't think any of these have any singular booklets. No, they don't. As you can see, they all have the kind of the official Raro black labels, which all their discs do. Niche films are kind of my thing. I really wasn't into. It was easier for me to get into them, I guess. I grew up in a time around when CEDs and VHS became like prevalent, and I was a very shy kid when I was younger as well. I would go with my mom sometimes, and I would go with with my grandmother. I was raised primarily by my grandparents, so often though I would go with my mom, like to go stay with her, visit her, and I'd end up going there for like a semester or a school term. So I was always making new friends in different places. And when you're shyer, sometimes that's a little bit harder. So movies and cinema, VHS and all that stuff kind of became my go-to. And I really found that it was a lot of I was never trolling the new release aisle so much as I was the back aisles with stuff, with the cheesier films and the Italian stuff. And I did grow up like in an area where we had a theater that used to show a lot of the old Jackie Chan films or Italian giallos and stuff like that, because it was cheaper for them to do that. So that's, I guess, one of the reasons there. So yes, hopefully you got the code there. If not, you can go to Facebook and go to Raro Video, and the code will be listed there as well. And just for people that don't have Facebook, I'll say it one more time, which is 4, letter R, the number 4, the letter R, No problem, dude. That's what I'm here for. WECKP. And I'm going to just go to their page right now, and I'll list a couple of the ones that I think are really good to check out. Now there's a ton of stuff. If you're like an Italian like a spaghetti western fan, then they got like movies like the Hanging for Django's there. You got Umberto Lenzi's Gang War in Milan. There's some really good stuff here. Classic film with David Hess, Hitchhike, which is that other, the other like David Hess kind of him grungy film. It's kind of his least kind of sleazy role that he does. Still, it is, still kind of, it's Corinne Clary and Franco Nero in this role. So Franco Nero and David Hess together is a good combination. And actually, I think this was Hitchhike. I think may have been David Hess's favorite out of the movies that he did. And again, there's stuff here like Killer Cop, Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Man by Rogerio Deodato. That's one that I've recommended many times. That's here as well. Stuff like Play Motel, Plot of Fear. If you like Massimo Dallamano, they have The Secret of Dorian Gray by Massimo Dallamano here. As far as I know, that's the only place to get that one. That's the Helmut Berger Dorian Gray film. And there's some like just cool stuff like Stunt Squad. I know it's hard to see here, but Waves of Lust is here, of course, the one I just showed you. Body Puzzle by Lamberto Bava is actually one I would really like to have. It's Joanne Pacula. I like Lamberto Bava. And definitely I recommend that one. Death Occurred Last Night, again, is another one of those giallos. Iguana is a different one. It's by Monty Hellman, actually. Very different film. There is a Barbara Steele film, and I can't remember it very well right now, but I'm sure one of the viewers here will. And it's called Revenge of the Blood Beast. It actually has a slip cover. It's directed by Michael Reeves. Thank you, Kevin. So there you go, guys. Kevin wrote the code out right there. So if you don't have Facebook or you didn't hear it when I said the code, you can thank Kevin there for putting the code out. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate that. So yeah, so this is one called Revenge of the Blood Beast. I can't remember if I've seen this one. I think I've seen it, but I don't remember right now. Looks to have a slip on it as well. Special features too. You got a fully illustrated booklet, new digital transfer, featurette by Nocturno, a documentary on the making of the film. So that's kind of an interesting one. That's actually a really interesting one, especially if you're a Barbara Steele fan. We got Barbara Steele and John Carlson in this one. Murder Obsession is here, which is great because I really like the one. I've got this under another title, but Nightmare City is here as well. I think Arrow put that one out too. Umberto Lenzi's Sacrifice is here. The Long Hair of Death by Antoni Margheriti. Hey, Jeslie, there's a Raro video sale going on right now. Kevin just listed the code there in the comment section. And if you go to the RaroVideoUSA.com and you put in that code, you get 50% off until 11:59 tonight. So you can still do it. Perfume of the Lady in Black is here. We got Night of the Devils. I'm not going to mention everything, but I'm just going to go through a few of the titles that are interesting. The thing is that so many of these titles are actually really interesting. Another time, if I had the bones, I would definitely be picking up the stuff. Slaughter Hotel is here. Werewolf Woman, which is kind of cheesy fun. There's Caliber 9. On its, if you want to buy that one on its own, is here as well. There's a whole bunch of them. I'm trying to see if there's any of the box sets here. But I'm sure there probably is. The Federico Fellini, if you want to get something really classy. Federico Fellini's The Clowns is here. The Conformists by Bernardo Berlucci. And I accidentally hit on that one, unfortunately. Perfect. So they are here. So Volume 2 is here for the Fernando de Leo box set. And wow, so let's get the pricing on these, like the regular pricing. So, because remember, all this is going to be 50% off. So the DVD for that one is $24.99, and the Blu-ray set for the 4 films is $39.99. Half that off, so you're looking at around like $19.99. $40. Half of 40, $20. $19.99. We take off the 1 penny. So on the second set, there is Shoot First, Die Later, Kidnap Syndicate, Naked Violence. Really good films, by the way. Oh, there's 3 films in the second set. And of course, it'll have the booklet there as well, and just like some documentaries. Yeah, no, yes, there's some documentaries on here, so it's going to be some really cool stuff. I'm a really big Fernando de Leo fan. If you're a fan of if you like the stuff that was put out by by Tarantino, he takes a lot of stuff from Fernando de Leo. If you watch the Fernando de Leo films and then you go back and you watch stuff like the ending of Inglourious Basterds again, you're gonna see some similarities between what Fernando de Leo did and what is involved with the no, not no. So yeah, so even though the 4th volume is its first volume is 4 movies on Blu-ray, that is still $19.99, $20 really, for 4 Fernando de Leo movies, which is a fantastic price. I'm just looking down here to see if there's To Be 20 is here. That's directed by Fernando de Leo. That is not a crime film. It is. I had this one once. I don't know what happened to it. I wish I still had it. It's a pretty brutal film. The ending you'll remember, that's for sure. And I know I've got Shoot First, Die Later. Why don't I have that here? Oh, I got that on Blu-ray over there. Hold on a second. I'll show you what the Blu-rays look like. Kind of give you an idea. There's a ton of stuff here. I want to get to the Alfred Hitchcock set in a second there, guys. But I'm trying to get through this one here first. I'll be right back. All right, I'm still not going to find that right now. I do apologize. I will look for it later on, and I'll put it in my next video. But basically, it's like the DVDs, but it's a Blu-ray and has a slipcover as well. And it's a good one too. Maybe I could take you guys over with me. What we look for it. If you just came in, the Raro video sale is going on now till 11:59 tonight. It is a 50% off sale. Kevin was nice enough to list the code in the comments section, so you might want to scroll back a bit in the comments and you'll actually see the code that he gave you 50% off, which is a great deal. And I'm going to take you guys with me for a minute because I want to see if I can find that Blu-ray. After that, we're going to talk about the House of Hitchcock and exactly what's going to be involved in that. And I would second those recommendations big time. Hitchcock and Hanging for Django are 2 incredible releases. So, normally my bigger stuff goes down around here somewhere. And I'm not seeing it, guys. Which is literally drawing me up the wall because I realized I watched it not that long ago. I do tend to do that. I actually try to watch my movies on a regular basis. So this is my regular stuff, but it may have gotten put here when I moved my Blu-rays around recently. What I do know is that it is a slipcover release. So that should normally narrow it down for me. But obviously today is going to be the one day that doesn't narrow it down. And I would definitely strongly second Hitchhike as one of the ones you pick up if you pick up one of those releases, because that is a really good David Hess film, and you don't get David Hess and Franco Nero together a lot, so this is one of the times that you do. I'm still not going to find this today, am I? Just watch. As soon as I get off this video, I will find that movie. It's bugging me though. Stuff like that bugs me to no end. Not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna take a drink of my tea before I start on the Hitchcock set. So if you're not familiar, which I'm sure you already are, on October 1st, the House of Hitchcock collection is coming out. Now, the House of Hitchcock collection is done up to look like the house from Psycho. It has 15 films on it, so that's 15 Blu-rays right there, and you get 2 more Blu-rays that include 7 episodes of Alfred Hitchcock Presents and 3 episodes of the Alfred Hitchcock Hour. So that'll be like the extra bonus features. And what exactly is included on it aside from that? Well, there's this booklet. There's like a Do Not Disturb thing from Psycho. There's some pictures, but I guess first and foremost, the best thing for us to do is to go over the films themselves. And by the way, just start looking through that. There's like a ton of really good stuff in that Raro sale to look at. I want to be able to see your comments, which. Hey, Indie fan, and welcome, dude. Bates Motel one is good. It gets better, I find. It gets better and it gets worse. The second or third season gets kind of weak, but it does. By the time you finish it, the journey for Bates Motel, the series, not the Bud Court one, because that was the only pilot movie. The actual series actually does. It has a satisfying conclusion, and you have to understand when you go into watching Bates Motel, it's not Psycho. It's not going to tell you like the story of Norman Bates. Like it's going to go. It has its own universe. Which I think is really important to understand when you go and watching Bates Motel, that it is a film it is a series that does, it's an alternate universe version of of Norman Bates' life. All right, so the set looks really cool. It's got 17 discs. How many shelves do I have? Oh God, that's a good question actually. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. I think I got around 26 or 27 here. Plus I've got another room, by the way, that's just TV shows. And there's more shelving in there as well. And I have like two glass display cases upstairs for some of my bigger releases. So, like the Harry Potter, the big trunk set and the Phantasm and stuff like that. So initially oh, yeah, thanks. Basically, it was chillier down here today. So as it comes closer to winter, I'm going to be like having to wear coats because this is still the basement, right? So this was the original Alfred Hitchcock Masterpiece Collection. Basically, what's happening is if you've got this collection, you got to think, do you want to spend the money over again to get the episodes of the Alfred Hitchcock series and kind of and the packaging, because that's initially what you're paying for. But if you haven't got any of the Alfred Hitchcock collection series, then it is a great deal. It's definitely going to come with this booklet right here. I wish I did. I stopped counting at around like I don't know 4,000 or 5,000, something like that. But I gotta scan them all. I got a movie app, kind of one of those movie DVD collector apps, and I really have to like put them in. So this is the booklet here on Hitchcock. Now, each one of these films here have like their own. Let's start over here. So I'll show you what the film is. Arrow pissing all over Mill Creek, releasing a VAR in Region A. No, I haven't actually. Did they really? Were they upset about that? So this is the way that this initial edition is done. I didn't hear about that. So this is, of course, If you don't have the set at all, man, it is a good set. And this is going to tell you exactly everyone that's it's hard. I mean, when you're putting the room together, what I initially did, what I decided to do, because I'm super OCD about my films, is if you look behind me and you see the well, like the amply breasted girl in the box set, so that entire shelving, right? That's all Arrow Video, and right next to it up there, you got like Vinegar Syndrome, Scream Factory. So I try to put things by companies when I can. When things are like kind of like more ranged and it's not exactly going to be a big company type thing, then like I'll put them into like genres. Like my horror, like there's like horror DVDs, which is just DVDs, and they're just in like they're in shelving on their own over on that side, and right next to it is like my Doctor Who and wrestling stuff and documentaries and stuff like that. All along here is like is animation. So if you look here, for instance, you're going to see that there's a lot of like animation and related releases. All right. So hopefully that helps out. So the films that are on the Hitchcock set, if you don't have, like, if you want to get, it's a really nice looking set. DVDs by Blues by Company, yeah, and slip covers and steelbooks on separate shelves. I never thought about that. That's a good idea too. I do have all my steelbooks together, but I haven't done all my slip covers together, which I probably should do, especially after looking for that Raro video one recently here. So the first movie is Saboteur. That's right here. And of course has Robert Cummings and Priscilla Lane. Feature-wise, you get Saboteur, Closer Look, storyboards, the Statue of Liberty sequence, Alfred Hitchcock sketches, production photographs, and theatrical trailer. Second film is my favorite Hitchcock film of all time, and that is the utterly fantastic Shadow of a Doubt with Joseph Cotten, Teresa Wright, and MacDonald Carey. Of course, Hume Cronin does a great job in this one, as does Henry Travers and Wallace Ford. We get a beyond doubt the making of Hitchcock's favorite film. Say there, production photos, production drawings by artist Robert Boyle, and theatrical trailer. So there's some cool features on there. And when they say the behind the scenes on a lot of these can range anywhere from around 38 to 40 minutes all the way up to 50 minutes or more. And if I remember which ones are longer, I'll let you know. Next up, we got the classic Rope, which is a fantastic Hitchcock film with Jimmy Stewart. One of the most underrated ones, and that has Rope Unleashed, which I think runs around 40 to 44 minutes. Production photos and theatrical trailer. I was going to say technical trailer. Definitely, for me, it's like his best period. Like, it stuck with me for some reason. Maybe it's because I think that I did live in a small town, and I did often think like that. Rope is a masterwork in editing, and it is geniusly well done. Next up is the classic Rear Window, which everybody knows, and I love this film. We got Rear Window Ethics, an original documentary, conversation with screenwriter John Michael Hayes, pure cinema through the eyes of the master, Breaking Barriers, The Sound of Hitchcock, Hitchcock Truffaut interview excerpts, Master of Cinema, feature commentary with John Falwell, Hitchcock's Rear Window, the well-made film, production photos, theatrical trailer, and re-release trailer narrated by Jimmy Stewart himself. Follow this up with the classic and often underrated comedy, The Trouble with Harry. Hitchcock didn't do a lot of these dark comedies. He had like a lot of dark comedy within his films, but he didn't do a lot of dark comedies. But this is one of the ones that he did do. It does have The Trouble with Harry Isn't Over, which I think runs around 45 minutes long. Production, photographs, and theatrical trailer. You follow that up with the remake of The Man Who Knew Too Much, and that is we get the making of The Man Who Knew Too Much, production photographs, and trailer. And if I remember correctly, out of all the ones on the sets, I think The Man Who Knew Too Much was kind of the iffiest in the way that it was done. Hitch really does. I like Jimmy Stewart, but he does really well with Hitchcock. Next up is the classic Vertigo. Love that poster, by the way. We get like Obsessed with Vertigo, New Life for Hitchcock's Masterpiece. I think that one runs around an hour long. Partners in Crime, Hitchcock's Collaborators, Hitchcock Truffaut, more interview excerpts from there as well. The original version of The Man Who Knew Too Much personally for me is my favorite, but I do enjoy the kind of the fluffier like remake version as well. Foreign censorship ending for Vertigo, where they basically, I think they tack on like a kind of a radio announcement that the bad guy's going to get caught or something like that. The Vertigo Archives, that's actually pretty cool. Feature commentary with director William Friedkin. Friedkin does really good commentaries, and he does one on here as well. There's this was put out. This is the 100 Years of Universal. They put out like a Blu-ray of it then. So there's the 100 Years of Universal, the Lou Wasserman era, which I think is like an 8 or 10 minute like little featurette on there. Theatrical trailer and restoration trailer as well. Next up is the Cary Grant North by Northwest. And again, we're going to get Destination Hitchcock, the making of North by Northwest. North by Northwest, One for the Ages, the Masterclass, Hitchcock signature style. Really? And what's really neat about this North by Northwest one is there's a documentary, Cary Grant, A Class Apart. And this is not a featurette or like a 15-minute or even a 30-minute thing in Cary Grant. I think it's like a 90-minute documentary on Cary Grant. So that's a really neat one on the North by Northwest release. Again, we get a feature commentary by the screenwriter Ernest Lehman, still gallery, and trailer gallery. North by Northwest is just really fun. Next up is the Hitchcock ultimate classic, which is Psycho, and there is a ton of stuff on this one. Psycho, it has the big edition here, and what they're doing here, in case I'm sure you've noticed that, is they're taking stuff from different sets basically and kind of giving you the ultimate versions of each of these films. Making a Psychos here, which I think runs around an hour and a half long, something like that. Yeah, I think it runs around 84 minutes, 94 minutes long, or almost the length of the film itself. So that is a feature-length making of. That's the first and I think the only like actual feature-length making of on here. But every one of these, much in the vein of the Bond films when they came out in the sets, all had making of. These do as well. Psycho just has a more epic one. Psycho Sound is here. Of course, there's In the Master's Shadow, Hitchcock's Legacy, some more Hitchcock Truffaut stuff. Newsreel footage of release of Psycho, the shower scene, and they show it with and without music, which is actually kind of really cool. The shower scene storyboards by Saul Bass. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, no, this is not Criterion. This is, I'm going to guess it's Universal. The Criterion has like the older Hitchcock films. They've already put a Hitchcock set, they have like a lot of the older, the English films that Hitchcock did, but they don't like have any of the North American stuff. So I'll get into that a bit as well. So because this is Ultimate Hitchcock box set, it's still going to give you all the Universal stuff, but there's still stuff that's going to be missing that you're going to want if you don't have. So after I go through these, I'll actually mention some other ones that you can pick up as well. There is the Psycho Archives, a feature commentary with Stephen Rebello, who wrote Alfred Hitchcock in the Making of Psycho, lobby cards, behind-the-scenes photographs, production photographs, theatrical trailer, and the re-release trailer as well. Next up is Hitchcock's monster film, The Birds. I think there's actually a featurette called Hitchcock's Monster Movie. So there's deleted scenes, the original endings here. We have The Birds, Hitchcock's Monster Movie, all about the birds, storyboard sequences, Tippi Hedren screen test, Hitchcock Truffaut interview excerpts, Universal International newsreel, The Birds is Coming, suspense story, national press covers, Hitchcock, of course, production photographs, 100 Years of Universal, because this was done during the 100 Years of Universal, Restoring the Classic, and 100 Years of Universal, The Lot, and a theatrical trailer. Come up with the often forgotten film, Marnie, which of course is young Sean Connery, and Tippi Hedren again, because he'd worked with her in The Birds, and he had to terrorize her again in The Trouble with Marnie, the Marnie Archives, and the theatrical trailer. Marnie is not one of my favorites, to be honest with you, but I don't think it's like a horrible film like a lot of people say. Next up is Torn Curtain with Paul Newman and Julie Andrews, and that is has Torn Curtain Rising scenes scored by Bernard Hernard, production photographs and theatrical trailer. It's got a really, well, it's really kind of more known. Rear Window's fantastic. It's more known, Marnie, I guess, for it's got a really kind of like realistic kind of death sequence in Marnie, where Sean Connery is trying to kill this foreign agent, and unlike in a lot of movies where you stab him or you shoot him, and that's kind of it. The kill is messy, and in its day, it really stood out for being like kind of a more realistic way that it was done. I'm getting to that one, Jab. So next up is Topaz, which has Frederick Stafford and John Vernon. So we got alternate ending, Topaz and Appreciation by film historian and critic Leonard Maltin. Storyboards, The Mendozas, production photographs and theatrical trailer. And then comes the one Java just mentioned, Frenzy, which is one that I really like as well. And there's the story of Frenzy, production photographs and theatrical trailer. So some really good stuff on here. And of course, the last one would be his last film, Family Plot. And that has Karen Black in it, along with Bruce Dern. And there's plotting, family plot, storyboards, the chase scene, production photographs, and theatrical trailer. So when this one came out, it was done in a book. If you check on Amazon, you'll see the Hitchcock, House of Hitchcock collection. It looks very, very different. You like Marnie more than most? That's not a bad thing, dude. It's definitely one of the underrated films. The worst of Hitchcock can often be seen as the best, as better than the best of some people's work. For me, in all honesty, I don't think there's a Hitchcock film that I don't legitimately enjoy. Shadow of a Doubt's my favorite, but when you got things like Rear Window and Vertigo and Frenzy and Trouble with Harry, and there's just so many. You didn't like Topaz? I didn't mind it. I don't think there's there's no Hitchcock one that I actually really didn't like. Now, just to give you I'm not sure if this set is around now, but there was another set that was put out a while back, and that deals with some other Hitchcock films, and that is this one right here. And on this one, there's Notorious, Rebecca, and Spellbound. This was put out by, who put this out? Let's find out here. Stay. So this was 3 DVDs, Blu-rays, and I bought this at Best Buy, actually. Notorious Rebecca, that'd be awesome. I'm sure Hitchcock would have loved to make a movie called Notorious Rebecca. And that being said, there was also the Criterion recent Hitchcock kind of box set that they did. But also, if you want to know what some Hitchcock movies that Criterion put out are, there is, let's see if I got him here now. Foreign Correspondent, The Original Man Who Knew Too Much, The Lady Vanishes, and there's a couple others, I think. But I'm not going to find them right now. So see if I can find a picture of the... that one's Vinegar Syndrome. I'm going to see if I can find a picture of the House of Hitchcock set. So let me just go to Amazon here for a second and see if I can find it for you. Hopefully it'll show up on my screen. But I did want to show you guys. There we go. So right now, just so you know, on Amazon.com, the House of Hitchcock set is running around $89. So in CA, I think it's around $149. Damn it. I'm going to do something. So that's, see if I was fancily editing this right now, well, you'd be watching me 100 pounds in the UK. So $100, $89 for the set is actually really, really good. All right, let's see what we can find here. So it's the set that I just showed you is a 15-disc set. The House of Hitchcock set is a 17-disc set because of those extra releases. Oh, sorry, extra. So let's go to my photos. So right here, and hopefully you can see it. Oh, damn it. I hate the fact that this is so bright that it makes it hard to see. I'm going to try and... Damn it. You're not going to see this at all, are you? It's kind of done like the Psycho House. And it has in it, within it, a bunch of lobby cards. The movies, there's a Bates Motel stationery and a Bates Motel like please do not disturb sign. There is some, it is done within four Blu-ray cases. There is looks to be some letters, some Hitchcock letters there, along with some blueprints and some storyboards. So there's some really good stuff there. I do apologize that I couldn't show it on here. I would have to get my other iPad, and I'm not quite sure that one is charged up right now. The Wizard of Oz set coming too? That one I haven't checked into yet. I don't have a Wizard of Oz. Do I have Wizard of Oz? I do have it somewhere, but I probably need a better release of it, to be honest with you. So not sure if I'll get that one with so much stuff coming out. There's the Abacus Stella set coming out soon. There's a Criterion Godzilla Showa set, era set coming out as well. It's just there's so much, like it would have to be like a fairly cheap release at this point for me to grab The Wizard of Oz. Although I really love that film, and I did watch it a lot when I was younger. So there, if you have not got the Hitchcock, if you don't have this, then it's definitely 100% worth the upgrade to get the new one. Then you can bypass this one and go for the new one. You're going to get it for a similar price. And let me just go to, I'm going to check out the different Amazons here. I want to see exactly how much it's going to cost you depending on the region that you're in. So it is $89 right now on Amazon.com. So if you're in the United States, that's how much it is going to cost you there. If you are in Canada, it is $149.50 right now, which is not the greatest price. You get screwed over a lot. And if you are in the UK, it is going to be £99 and 99 pence. So we pay the most for it here in Canada. But I guess that's pretty, like, actually, just let me use my converter here. No, actually, the UK are paying more for it because what would be 149 here in Canadian dollars is actually, well, actually, what would be 99.99, which is what the UK price for it is actually 160 in Canadian dollars, and it is 149 here. So it's around about the same price. If you don't have the set, it's definitely the best way to go with the set. If you don't mind not getting the extras, bonuses, like the Alfred Hitchcock Presents episodes and the letters and the stationery and all the other kind of cool bonuses that came with it, and I don't consider this a bare bones set because it has all the features for each of the films. That's not going to change, but you will get all the films on here if you want to save yourself about, I don't know, maybe 20 bucks. Because that set is still actually fairly expensive to buy, unfortunately. So if you're going to grab one, you might as well spend the extra bones and get the big impressive looking set. That's my recommendation for that, because I don't think there's enough price differential in both of them. Let's check actually, because that'll be a good way to know for sure. So let's go to Amazon, okay, and we'll go to the Masterpiece Collection. Is 18 films? Are you sure? Which oh yeah, you're right, dude. I didn't know that. Thank you. So if you buy the UK collection, let's see what the other extra films are, by the way. Because I know what films are here. All right, so the extra films on the Hitchcock's collection in the UK. By the way, thank you so much for that. I had no idea that there were more films in the UK edition, and that's something that everybody should know. So you're going to get on extra, you're going to get Strangers on a Train, which is an excellent Hitchcock film. You're going to get Dial M for Murder, and you're going to get To Catch a Thief. Those are the 3 extra films that are on the UK set. So if you're region free and you don't mind paying a couple extra bucks, you can actually get, that's almost worth it for me to get, actually. It is going to be released on October the 14th in the UK. The North American release is going to be released on October the 1st. But again, thank you so much for mentioning that, because that's 3 more films. Like somebody actually mentioned that. So there's UK version lists 18 films, North American list 15, you know, which is correct. They're both correct. As far as I know, the North American edition basically has 15 films, because that's what would have been available, like for licensing rights wise. And it looks like this one here has 18 films. And I'm gonna look a little bit closer here. Yeah, it definitely does. You can actually even see like some of the production stuff for the extra films in the bonus features, because the licensing is different in the UK than it is here in North America, which actually makes it really cool for you guys. You end up getting 3 more films. I kind of wonder if the UK edition of Dial M for Murder will include the 3D version of the film, because that would be like such a sweet bonus if it did. Because I know that the 3D version is coming out of Dial M for Murder actually very soon, which kind of makes me wonder if they have that. So Dr. L, thank you very much for that. You may have actually changed some people's minds on which ones they're going to buy. That's an older set, JR. I do remember that one. That one had a few different films on it, stuff like Lifeboat and a couple other the earlier films as well. If it's the one I'm thinking of, there's a couple actually. I could be getting mixed up with another one. But yeah, if you've got a region-free player, 18 films at 160 Canadian, means you're paying $8.88 for each of these films. And that's not including all the bonus stuff that's included and the packaging and all the other extras. Morning, Don. We just found out something kind of cool. Okay, one, the Raro Video is having the 50% off sale right now. There is a code which you can find on the Raro Video Facebook page to get 50% off. It's rarovideousa.com. And there is the Alfred Hitchcock House of Hitchcock collection that is coming out in North America on the 1st of October and on the 14th of October in the UK. I found out from a viewer on here just literally recently within this video that the House of Hitchcock collection on the North American edition includes 15 films, whereas the House of Hitchcock edition that the UK is putting out has 18 films. So that's 3 extra films, including Strangers on a Train, Dial M for Murder, and what's the third one again, guys? And To Catch a Thief. So those are 3 big editions, especially Strangers on a Train, which I do think is one of Hitchcock's greatest films, and just great portrayals within that movie. I've always loved that movie. There's a reason that movie's been like, there's been like versions of that film done over and over again. There's even, I got an Italian film that's like, I think it's called, and it's basically a version of that. You do need a Norwegian player. Think about that. So now the difference in pricing is that it's £99 for the Hitchcock edition in the UK, which I'm not sure if you're in the US or if you're in Canada, but we'll do this out currency-wise for you. So basically, right now, the Hitchcock set, the North American set, is $99 American. Sorry, $89 American. It's on sale right now. So that's for the 15 movies. It is $149.50 in Canada, and the 18 movie set is £99.99, so £99, 99 pence in the UK, which is going to run $120 American and $160 Canadian at today's exchange rate. So hopefully that'll help out in deciding which version that you want to get. I am going to have to look into it a bit more because I know I want Dial In for Murder, and I'm kind of hoping that they got the 3D edition on there as well, because that would be kind of cool. I've been waiting to see the 3D edition of that one for a while. It's one that I haven't been able to locate, and I wasn't around at the time when Dial In for Murder came out. Yeah, the three films that make the difference are Strangers on a Train, and To Catch a Thief, and Dial In for Murder. Those will be the three that will not be on the other set. So when you're looking at the other set, the ones that you are getting are Saboteur, Shadow of a Doubt, Rope, Rear Window, The Trouble with Harry, The Man Who Knew Too Much, the remake with Jimmy Stewart and Doris Day, Vertigo, North by Northwest, Psycho, The Birds, Marnie, Torn Curtain, Topaz, Frenzy, and Family Plot. Welcome back, Scalder. We just found out some cool stuff. Were you looking at that Hitchcock set? Because the UK set gets 3 extra films, and that kind of blows my mind. And not just 3 extra Hitchcock films, 3 friggin' good Hitchcock films, including the utter classic Strangers on a Train, which should have been in the set in the first place, in my opinion. And there is like a ton of stuff here. Like documentaries, commentaries, like there's gonna be original letters, storyboards, blueprints. Looks to be an amazing set. Just arrived home. Welcome home, dude. Blueprints of the original infamous Psycho House, original storyboards for some of his finest movies, movie poster art cards for every one of the films. A good UK site to find mainstream UK releases. Honestly, it's I go to Amazon, but Zavvi is also another site in the UK. So let's check out the price on Zavvi, see if Zavvi's got it. So Zavvi is Zavvi. So we go to Zavvi.com, and let's see what the price of the House Hitchcock sale is there. Oh my God, Zavvi, you're killing me. House of Hitchcock. Let's see what has it here. So it is $99.99 also in for the House of Hitchcock in Zavvi. Now Zavvi has the Masterpiece Collection, which is this one right here, and I'm pretty sure that has 15 films, even in the UK for that one, I think. We'll check here to be sure. Yep. And that is like really cheap. Like you can buy that for like 24 pounds. But I know a lot of you guys are really big into the bonus features and the aesthetic look of the sets. So I would not blame you guys for wanting to pick up the really. I hate the fact that this doesn't work on here. The really sexy looking Hitchcock set, which hopefully there you go. You can see right now. So that is what it looks like for the new set. You can see blueprints there. You can see like it's different packaging. There's the art cards as well. So this is the regular, the older edition. And for the longest time, this was one that like probably every cinephile either had or like desperately wanted to own. Because you got to have Hitchcock in your collection, man. It's just, that's some amazing stuff. So there you go. We've got a Raro video sale going on right now. We've got the House of Hitchcock, Alfred Hitchcock masterpiece comparison that we just did, including looking at all the features, all the bonuses. We even looked at the UK versus the North American release of the set, which I'm actually kind of proud of. And again, I want to thank Dr. L for actually pointing that out, because I was unaware of that. So I should have done more research. But that's what you guys are here for, and that's what makes you guys awesome. Yeah, in the UK, there's a difference when it comes to the to rights issues. It tends to be a bit more lenient on how they, and it could be the fact that they may have been put under the same banner in the UK, whereas in North America, like it was split up. That's why you see like a lot of the Hammer films in North American releases put in like through different companies and different sets, and there there's some Hammer films that were like Warner, Seven Arts, and there's some other films that were put out by other companies as well, and so each company got the rights to these films. So there can never be like a big box set of all the films, kind of like they did with the Halloween films for so long. There was a deal that was made with Scream Factory, made a deal, like one of the best deals ever, with I guess with Anchor Bay and Stars, and like I think with Lionsgate as well, and managed to get like a all Halloween box set put out. Of course, that was for a very limited time. That set is now out of print and no longer available. You saw it in 3D? That is cool, dude. Creature from the Black Lagoon of Friday 13th Part 3D. It was your favorite 3D movie of all time? I've never seen it in 3D. My favorite 3D movie to watch that I've watched in the theater of all time is Friday the 13th Part 3D. People don't realize that have only seen it on like on the Blu-ray with the Analgraph 3D, that Friday the 13th Part 3D actually had some really good 3D sequences in the actual film if you saw it in theater. So did Amityville, actually. Amityville was pretty decent. But Jaws was okay. But Friday 13th Part 3D in theater was the one that impressed me the most. Charlottetown. That is cool. I would love to see stuff like that come again. There was Jamaica Inn, Master Cinema's Lifeboat. Then, dude, that set is perfect for you, because you've got the early stuff, like some of the really early stuff. And that's not... And that's when Hitchcock was kind of just finding his way. It is kind of pricey. I'm not sure if. So you got a Masters of Cinema and an Arrow. So I'm guessing you're in the UK, right? So that set in the UK is going to be the best set for you. Do I think the films from the American Horror Project will get single releases? I do. I do think that there will be eventually getting single releases. I thought that they mentioned that before. I can't confirm that yet, but if I do find out for sure, then I'll definitely let you know. But they usually do. Arrow usually breaks up their boxes afterwards. Hey, Cinema Dave, Raro video sale going on right now, 50% off. The code is on their Facebook page and also way up in the chat. But there's a code to get 50% off Raro video, and if you're looking at getting the new Alfred Hitchcock set, just to let you know, kind of refresher for just coming in there, the UK edition has 3 extra films on it. It's so neat that some of you guys got to see that in the Friday 13th one in 3D in theater too. Dads are like that. I mean, like my dad is a horror fan, but he would have been there. Thanks, Kevin. So Kevin put the code there again. So that's the code, Cinema Dave, right there that Kevin put there. Kevin's been excellent when it comes to this. He's been putting the code in for people. He put the code in there earlier on because I said it, and I do tend to talk kind of fast. So it's really good to have the code there so people can either just copy and paste it out and just go right to the Raro website and get like some great 50% off releases, which recommended by recommended was Hitchcock was recommended. Hanging for Django was recommended. I recommend if you're like a Diodato fan and if you don't mind like nudity, then Waves of Lust is actually really good. Friedi's Murder Obsession is good, and I do recommend if you like the Pleziata films. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, by the way. The Fernando de Leo sets. There's Volume 1 and Volume 2. 4 movies are in Volume 1 and 3 movies are in Volume 2. They are running each at $19.99 with half price off per set, which is actually a really good price. So the Wizard of Oz set is £60. That's a bit pricey, isn't it, though, for just one film? I would say that I've only got one of their Blu-rays. Most of the stuff I got is on DVD. Some people didn't like were iffy on the quality of like some of the DVD stuff, but I enjoyed it. I never really had any problem with any. I didn't have any problem with any of their stuff, but the Blu-ray definitely is a bit better quality. Murder Obsession. Oh, Waves of Lust. Yeah, Waves of Lust is fun. Waves of Lust is basically Diodato's version of Knife, Knife in the Water by Polanski. So if you want to see a movie, Knife in the Water with John Steiner, and more nudity, then damn, there's one to pick up. See, for me, I'd go. It depends. I mean, like, some people are really. I just reread your question and I saw what you mean. Are dead set like Blu-ray all the way type of thing. For me, there are times when I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm cost effective, where I want to get the most bang for my buck. And if there is a significant difference in the price of the DVD and the Blu-ray, when they both have the same features, and this is just me. A lot of people just go Blu-ray and that's it. They just swear by it. But I have a lot of Blu-ray and DVD in my collection. I don't buy every Criterion on Blu-ray because sometimes I just want a movie and I know that they're going to do a good edition of it, and if they put them out at the same time, it's probably going to be a really good release. With the DVDs, you're also going to get the booklets as well, so you're not going to miss out on that. So if you want to buy more of them, maybe buy a few DVDs, or maybe get a bit of each. It is an amazing time, and there's so many sales going on right now. It seems like every time that I think I've talked about the last sale for a while, something else comes up. And I just said, again, I said this at the beginning of the video, but I want to say this again here as well. Kathy was often in here. She messaged me last night and let me know about the Raro sale. That's how I found out about it. So big props to Kathy for mentioning the sale to me, which is the reason I'm doing a video so early in the day today, because I knew that this sale was ending tonight at 11:59. Forever Portfolio. Let me just check it out. Let me just get back to the Raro thing because I had to go a couple pages over. I'm not seeing the Forever one. Maybe I'm passing it here. There's so much good stuff. I mean, like, they got some slipcover editions there, like some 2-disc editions and stuff that I wasn't even aware of. A Raro is kind of like Raro. Think of Raro as like Italian. Your Italian connection. They do Italian stuff. I think I missed the Forever set. I'm not sure. I don't know that one. So I really can't say. But like they have some like it's B20 as a 2-disc edition. Damn, that's nice. It's expensive though. The B20 is a movie that, by the way, it's not for everyone. Just to let you know, it's a pretty harsh movie. Just got a message from my kitties. I send them every morning when I wake up. The first thing that I do is I send a message to my kids. You know, basically have a good day, I love you, that type of thing. What's your collection of DVDs? Actually, say there you go. 'Cause yeah, I do that sometimes. Still to this day, I do try if the price is pretty much similar. Uh, there is quite a few like that are kind of crossover for you. It is a film by Fernando de Leo, and if it's the one that I remember correctly, and I'm pretty sure it is, it's a bit on the rough side. I want to make sure. Come on, don't stop working. So the freight rag sale is over, which two liberated young ladies, Gloria Guada and Lily Carte, hit the road and head for a carefree commune in Rome. Don't think it ends like that. It's called Being 20, so it's like the North American like. I kind of remember it having kind of like a really harsh ending. If this is the one I'm thinking about, it's got a really harsh ending. It's like erotic type of film. Ray Lovelock is in. I watch everything that Ray Lovelock's in. How many boutique labels are there? Oh, there's a lot. I mean, there's people out there that's today like think, oh well, DVDs and Blu-rays, physical media is dying down, and it's not that physical media is dying down. There's actually probably more of it now than there has been in a long time. But it's just that they just don't have any. I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? What was I saying again? I got a message just as I was saying that. All right, let's go back here. See what I was saying. Okay, yeah, there's more physical media now than there's ever been. You're not seeing it in stores because a lot of it they've got their own they've got their own stores, they've got their own shops, and there's Amazon, and there's Diabolic DVD, and there's Grindhouse Video. Like physical media, in a way, it's gotten more expensive. It's gotten more niche, and it's gotten more into the kind of stuff that I personally like. Even like the bigger companies like Warner do, like Warner Archives, like a lot of them have these video on demand services that they do right now. Like when you look at the big labels, we're looking at stuff like Vinegar Syndrome, Scream Factory, Shout stuff, the Shout Select. You've got MVD Rewind, which does some incredible stuff. BFI, Eureka, Criterion, Blue Underground, Synapse, Severin. Severin is really kicking it out of the park lately, especially Studio Canal. Thank you, Jab. Studio Canal puts out some excellent releases, and if you're a Hammer fan, my good friend Logan Toxic just picked up a bunch of Studio Canal stuff. There are so many out there right now. There's one company that I don't recommend, and I don't say this on my site, on my thing very often, but there's one company that the Raro ship worldwide. That's actually a really good question, Scholar, and I'm actually not sure. But I'll see if I can. I'll check for you. See if it actually says here. So let's find out. See if they have an FAQ here on the site. So if I go to Shop Films, let's find out. Let's go to the bottom of the page and see if they ship worldwide. How do I find out? Yeah, I never buy like I don't buy digital copies of movies, to be honest with you. And the reason that I don't, or that I won't buy digital copies of films, is basically because I know at that point I don't own the film, And if something happens, or if music rights are lost, or like there's a rights issue with a company, that film can get pulled from me, and there's absolutely zero that I can do about it. Okay, I accidentally put one in the cart, so let's check the cart here. So now if I go to checkout, for instance, let me just see, since I'm not going to buy anything I don't have it signed into. It doesn't let me know. I'm not quite sure, actually. I don't know if they ship or not. So I do apologize. And where I'm looking on my phone, it's harder to tell. So I'm just going to put in shipping and see what they say. See if we can find out for you. Because that's a really good question, by the way. And nothing comes up. I apologize. I don't know, actually. I really don't know what the shipping is in for Raro. I'm going to hopefully say yes, but I do not know for sure. Raro, as a company, I've never ordered directly from them before, but I have bought a lot of their stuff. Well, not a lot of their stuff, around like 4 or 5 of their releases, and I really do like the stuff that I've gotten from them so far. Yeah, it kills me that Netflix doesn't put out a lot of their films like Hush and stuff like that in physical media. And I hope that when Disney Plus starts, that they will be putting their stuff, and I think they will actually do their stuff in physical media. Netflix desperately needs to start producing Blu-rays, and I will tell you why. Because Netflix is burning money at this point. What a lot of people don't realize when they see Netflix and they say, "Well, everybody's got Netflix, and Netflix is so successful and so popular," you have to understand that from a financial perspective, from a business side of things, Netflix has been losing money for years now. There's no ad revenue for Netflix. They're going on a subscriber basis alone, and that's the model. And they still have to keep producing more content, and more content costs more. So they really should be looking into doing physical releases of their films, because at this point, Netflix has been bleeding money for around 5 or 6 years now. You can actually look that up. That's a fact, actually. Netflix doesn't is they're not on a winning money cycle. Yeah, if it does, that'll be a shame. I mean, that's a Scorsese film, and there's a ton of money that's been put into that film. And I'll be honest, Netflix really can't afford to keep doing it like this without either having another price increase, and they lost a lot of people during the last price increase. Well, it's a combination of a price increase and the oncoming Disney streaming service and all the other stream services that are out there that I think that caused Netflix to kind of lose like a bit of their subscriber base. And it's not going to get much better once October, November comes around, when Disney hits it up. So if you saw the recent news, Netflix is going away from binging, and they are going into doing the weekly programming, much in the way that Disney Plus just mentioned. And I mentioned a couple days ago that Disney Plus will be working on like a weekly schedule with their streaming programs, rather than putting the whole series and binging them like that. Oh, the one that I don't like, and I was going to mention that. Thank you. It is a company by the name of Dark Factory, and I don't like their practices. And to be completely honest with you, and I will read you a tweet that they put out, and they deleted, but it's out there, and it is not the nicest. The guy does try to come off like I know there's a bunch of Dark Factory fans, and I do apologize if you are, but This bothered me particularly, and their Dark Force Entertainment. Sorry, their Dark Force Entertainment is the name, and I do apologize, but basically, this was their tweet to promote Attar, and that is as Dark Force Entertainment awaits the arrival of the next new release, Attar: The Fighting Eagle. I actually hate saying this, so a killer named Attar went on a shooting rampage this holiday weekend in Texas. Another in a series of ominous coincidences that started back during the making of the most brutal film ever released. Chaos. Makes you wonder, do the dark forces really exist? Stay tuned. So, obviously, in my not so humble opinion, that was an extremely tasteless tweet where they're trying to promote their movie. Yeah, exactly. Using a shooting. I've never bought a film from Dark Force releasing, and I don't think I ever will. Oh, hey, luck. Yeah, Twilight now there's a Raro sale, dude, with 50% off. So the sales, they just keep on coming, don't they? But I just wanted to, it's to each their own what they buy. It's just, I wanted to let you know that that was rough. That, tis a rough one. Hey, Tennessee Pops there. I just got your message on Facebook, by the way. So this is what I'm doing. I'm talking about the Raro sale. The Dark Force, yeah. Yeah, Dark Force Entertainment. I made the mistake. I said Dark Factory, didn't I? Yeah. But yeah, Tennessee Pop Star, dude. 50% off Raro titles. So you can buy stuff like Murder Obsession and Waves of Lust, or you can get like box sets like Fernando de Leo for $20. 50% off. Kevin has been here putting the code in for people that need to know the code that don't have the Facebook page to check out. The Alfred Hitchcock House of Hitchcock collection, which I will mention right here for you right now. If there is differences between the UK and the US edition, that's 3 extra films on the UK edition of the House of Hitchcock collection if you're looking to getting that. Are they region free? That's a good question too. Well, let me just find out for you right now. So let's open this up and see if there's a region on it. I don't see a region on here. It says, it says NTSC. Now, that being said, if you're buying the DVD edition of it, I don't think it's going to matter that much. I don't know anybody that has a DVD player that can't make their DVD player region free. Yeah, unfortunately, Indy, that's what they put out there, and because of that, and because of previous things that they said, I can't support. It's a company that I can't, in good conscience, support. Using a shooting to promote their stuff, and just the way that DeFalco's been in the past, really, really bothers me. They don't work with Scorpion. They work with the other brother. They work with Code Red, and as much as I find some of Bill's things not exactly the greatest stuff that he puts out there, I do kind of get the feeling that if anything, Dark Force is actually taking advantage of Bill more than anything else. Because I do think that as unusual and problematic as Bill can be at times, I don't think that he's. I think that there's other issues there, and but with DeFalco, I think that's legitimately taking advantage type of thing, and that's just my opinion. Like, I don't know. I mean, like when I found out about the hospital stuff, I found out a lot of that from like like I know that DeFalco mentioned it and stuff like that. So at this point, I don't know what to believe. Like if I hear it coming from his brother type of thing, I'll definitely like from from the guy from Scorpion Releasing, because Scorpion Releasing and Code Red, well, everybody knows this, but they're brothers anyway. And Scorpion's obviously been way more successful, and they've actually kind of he's helped out his brother at times. Like Walt is like giving things to build, to sell and stuff like that. So that's kind of how it's worked there. I'm not quite sure how Dark Force got into that, but Dark Force is ran by a guy named DeFalco. I think he was like a amateur wrestler or something like that at some point. So he runs a lot of his company, and he does a lot of it, much in the way that you would see like a wrestler come out and cut a heel promo or something like that. However, when it gets to like the thing of like, hey there, dude, how's it going? It's been a while. That's if you were a wrestler and you went into an AEW or WWE or TNA or ROH ring and you cut that promo, your butt would be fired on the spot. So Dark Force, for my channel from here on out, and from my from my movie collection, you're fired. there you go. Oh, he's definitely no Ric Flair. He's the type of person, actually, that although I'm just a dude on the internet, if you heard about the video, he would like tweet out, I want to beat you up type of thing, and I would be like, yes, and you could probably do that because you're probably a huge dude, but I would not fight fair. I would use a chair. I would totally use a chair. I'm a small guy. I'm not fighting fair. No, mom didn't raise me stupid. No, maybe she did. Who knows? Okay. Anyway, that is the dark portion of my of my video. But yeah, I won't buy stuff from them personally. Like it's up to each and every person and what they want to buy. Yes, actually, he has directed films before. He has directed a couple of films. Not good ones, I don't think. Actually, I was talking about that a lot yesterday, Jesse. Do you have any thoughts on the box set? The presentation of the box set looks really nice. From the look of the size of the box set, it looks like it fits around 3 to 4 Blu-rays cases in there. Trying to narrow down what film. It is hard, isn't it? It's hard to narrow that stuff down. So we're looking at something, and the thing is, we can't just think it's going to be like 3 or 4 releases, because that could be like a double disc thing. That could be like there could be like 2 Blu-rays in each of those cases. There could be like up to 6 things. Angel Quadrology, I want, but I don't want it for October, and I'll tell you why, Jesse, because it's not horror, and they have really talked about, October, Tennessee is always the most expensive month for me. Like every year. That and my birthday. Those are the 2 expensive months for me. But then it's my better half, so. But with the Vinegar Syndrome box set, it could be up to like 6. It could be from 3 discs, from 6 to 8 discs. We don't know. People have mentioned, like you mentioned, the Angel films. Which I think that's a possibility for November, but I don't think it's a possibility for October, because they did kind of hint towards a horror theme, and October has been the horror month for them all along. So things that I don't expect Angel. I super don't expect Toxic Avenger, and I would be super upset if Toxic Avenger was the films. Boogeyman. That will be fun. You get like, I'm not sure if Boogeyman's been released here in North America. I know it has been in 88 films, the Uli Lomo ones. But if it hasn't been, like Boogeyman, Boogeyman 2, and Revenge of Boogeyman which is much like Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 in that it's like mostly recycled stuff, would be the ones you'd see on that set. That's aside from that, then the only thing I can really think about for that set is they could go with films that aren't like a series of films, but actually maybe put together in much the way that the American Horror Project is done. Maybe they're going to do like I don't know, a Grindhouse horror project. Somebody asked me if Grindhouse releasing was shut down. As far as I know, they're still on the go. I haven't heard anything about them being shut down, but you know, if I hear anything, I will let you know. And if anybody's heard anything, feel free to jump in. I hope for 80s, 80s or 70s. My favorite silent film. Nosferatu's up there. That's for sure. I love the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. I like the visuals in that film. But there's a lot. Haxon's. I didn't mention Haxon. Yeah, the Tough Ones was the last release that came up from Grindhouse. So that's a good sign of them keeping going. Director, actor specific. I don't see it being actor specific, but it could very well be director specific. I haven't heard anybody mention that. That's actually a really good one. Like there's a lot. I mean, like I like Metropolis and stuff like that, but Nosferatu is one that I kind of go to, like a lot. And I watch the different versions of it with different soundtracks. I watched one with kind of like kind of a metal soundtrack to it. Man, it laughs fantastic. Oh, there's a lot of really good stuff. The one, kind of the lost one, if there's only stills of it, is London After Midnight. Creeped the hell out of me. I remember seeing, like, my dad had this Famous Monsters of Filmland, and it had a cover of Lon Chaney from London After Midnight done by Basil Gugos. And it, like, terrified me. I had nightmares for months after that. Yep, it's a lost film. Basically, if you get, there's a Lon Chaney set that has like the stills of it and kind of shows it like that. Enjoy your shutter, dude. I think the movie that I saw before was like party, like live, like die young, party hard or something like that. So you might want to check that out. Was an okay film for like one like kind of a foreign slasher film. But anyway, guys, at 87, almost 88 minutes long, I am going to probably shut the video down for right now. So for those who came in late, just to let you know, there is a Raro video sale going on right now. I have to thank Kevin for putting up the code at least 2 or 3 times during this video so that people could get it. The code is also available on the Facebook page in case you missed out. It is a 50% off sale. It is ending at 11:59 tonight. So if you get some Raro stuff, let me know in the next video. Yeah, well, right now I gotta go do some voting actually today. It's voting day. I forgot about that. The Alfred Hitchcock collection is coming out on October the 1st in North America and October the 14th in the UK. If you've got a region-free player though, you got a question to ask yourself. Do you want the 15 movie collection that's coming out in North America, or do you want the 18 movie collection that's coming out from the UK? Everything else is going to be the same, except there's going to be 3 extra films. That's something to think about, something to kind of ponder. I am Aaron. Thanks for joining me here in the movie library. You are the Movie Club. You guys are fantastic. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you here again soon. If you are Canadian, try and get out and do your civic duty of doing the whole voting thing today, because, you know, it's kind of important. Have a great one there, and let me know later on. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to do another video tomorrow. We'll talk, and you guys can tell me if you picked up anything from the Raro sale and what it is you got, and if you looked more into that Hitchcock collection and which one you're going to get.